David, a couple of hours ago, the news broke that you have announced your retirement from football. I mean, I guess that's the easiest place to start. Can you just take us through your reasons why you chose to do that?
It's hard to put them into actual reasons, but many things. Duration I've been in football. It's not a physicality thing, just so everyone knows. I think that's plain to see. Anyone that knows me or anyone that's seen me play. Mentally, I've got a lot of things going on out of football, which are positive things. It's been made aware to quite a lot of people that I'm training kids in the area, connections with schools, etc. with my gym. It's now become a lot busier than it was, which is obviously what I was aiming to do through the year. And it's just not feasible for me to put everything into what I want to do with the future, with kids, with my family, if I was still occupied with lots of hours of football, unfortunately. Obviously it's a sad occasion for both myself and everyone concerned, but I can walk away very healthy, probably healthier than I was 10 years ago, proud of what I've done at this football club, and hopefully the feelings will be mutual regarding everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you are the type of character that wants to invest literally all your time into something. You can't be 50, 25, 25.
Yeah, that's what it is, especially when there's kids involved. It's got to be all or nothing. And I think, I know I've given that to the football club, or whatever football club I've been in, from day one. So I've done that as a professional footballer, and now it's time for me to take a step back from it all, put all my focus into myself, my family, and obviously the kids that I'm looking to develop both physically and mentally, because there's a lot of kids out there that can use fitness, or I'll be using fitness to help them through their lives. It's not just about making footballers or professional athletes. If I can help out children in a mental way that are in a tough situation, then that's a massive thing for me, and that's my future, and it will be.
And I'm sure it's going to be really good because you will change lives across the course of however many years you plan to do it. I mean, it really is. You could have a real impact on a lot of children's lives.
Yeah, I like to think that it's already made a start on it, and not only the children, the parents as well. I'm a parent myself. It's tough times. I've been through certain things in my career and childhood that I can use. I can use my negatives to become a positive, and obviously change people's lives, and that's what I'm in it for. I'm not in it to make £10 off a kid or £20 off a parent or whatever. Obviously financially I've got to look after my own family, so I'll put the graft in regarding that, but it's all about making a difference, and that's why I need to give it everything.
And I guess you can change those lives over time. You started doing it now. I mean, I guess some fans might be watching this sort of interview and thinking, well, how could David Pipe change my life? And try and go in depth as to what you're actually going to do.
Basically, I've got a facility inside the Newport Indoor Football Centre that is now progressing into a larger area, which is a indoor five-a-side football pitch that I've basically situated fitness in and all around it, so it can be used as both. It can be used as obviously the football side, and the area stroke flooring can be used for many a thing regarding fitness. The options are endless, both with the size, with the equipment that the company has got, and myself, and obviously with my knowledge. So it will be launched regarding website, etc. I'm looking to do that properly rather than bits and bobs. Like I say, I've been up and running, but it's been a case of me being a perfectionist, trying to get it to a point and launching it when I think it's ready to launch, rather than being overloaded. And obviously I didn't want to be overloaded due to the fact that I wanted to put everything still into my football, and obviously getting the boys prepared, which I have done on the strength and conditioning side. There's been a lot of tough decisions, but I'd like to think that with everything that's going on, hopefully we can obviously keep pushing for the next few games, and that can be just a fairy tale ending, and I'll do everything I can regarding that. But also the other thing is with the business and everything going forward that's developing, it's kind of at that crunch time now where, like I've said previously in this interview, it needs to be all or nothing.
Yeah, and I guess you talk about the team still trying to carry on. I mean, that would be a fairy tale ending, wouldn't it, the playoff final?
Yeah, I had a guy, I've said it in a few interviews, I've had a guy come up to me 5 years ago asking me, can he write a book regarding what's happened in my career and my turnaround, and I just told him there's a lot more to come, and thankfully I was right. A lot more positive stuff regarding what's happened. Leaving and coming back was a fairy tale in itself. Obviously you had the great escape into that, then you throw in the Tottenham, the Man Cities, but for me to be able to leave the club and hopefully bow out at the Wembley playoff final, then I don't even know how to put that into words, to be honest.
I mean, we know how much this club means to you. I mean, it really did help you at a tough time in your life. I mean, I guess the feelings always be mutual and the fans will know that. I mean, I guess you've mentioned some of the moments, but can you try and within difficulty try and pick one that stands out, the best moment that you've had at this football club?
Obviously being a captain of my hometown football club, lifting that trophy at Wembley when I've been told that I'd never play again by certain personnel who I'd like to prove wrong. That's got to be up there. But just being involved at all, I'm not one of those that needs to be the one scoring the goals, needs to be whatever. I like to be a part of something. I'm definitely being a part of something, and so have a lot of other people in that dressing room, both staff-wise and player-wise. So it's not all about me, but I'd like to think that I've had a big impact at the football club. And like you said, I've mentioned it before, you can't really compare it with any other footballer. There's not many that, number one, go to prison, number two, come out and go into playing at Wembley in 4 times after you've been out of there. It's normally a struggle, the ones that have gone in for a short amount of time. So to be able to do what I've done and to be able to take the opportunity that I was given by the football club when I first come out, then for me that makes me a proud man.
And looking generally at the club, 205 appearances as it stands, 99 of which in League Two. I guess you'll want to get to the 100 before the end.
I'd love to.
Before the end of the season.
Hopefully, yeah, in whatever way. Not just to get me that 100, to get on and, I don't know, stop a goal or create one or whatever it may take, just to keep the boys going. Whatever it is, I'm not really bothered about the numbers. I'm proud of what I've done regarding the amount of games I've played, and obviously being out for 3.5 4 years regarding the whole prison situation. That's a big amount of football games, so obviously proud of that. Regarding the next one, I wouldn't mind not getting on and getting to the playoffs rather than the other way around.
But I mean, you will want help. I mean, I guess we were talking in Bury in October, your 550th career appearance. I mean, you must be closer. Well, you're obviously closer to 600 than that. I mean, it does tell you that you are a 50-game season man consistently when you're playing football.
I always was before my mishap, and I honestly think I can still do it now. Proved that in the last few seasons anyway, when you had up, I think it was over 100 games in 2 periodic years. So yeah, I'm one of those that regardless will keep going. That's not me patting myself on the back, that's just the way I am. I can't see it any other way, regardless of the age. So I like to think if you look after yourself and apply yourself and actually care about what you're doing, then you'll get out there a lot more than if you don't.
And obviously, as well as the promotions, more recently the 2 FA Cup runs, we've been talking in the week about the Man City Tottenham Champions League game. I mean, it doesn't look too bad when you look at our games against them, how well we did actually perform. I mean, that's got to be up there as well.
Yeah, I said it to the boys. And also on a personal level, I was watching Son the other day. I don't know if he's improved a lot, but I was watching him against Man City. I thought, I've done alright against him, considering what he's doing to these Premiership boys. But no, it's good to test yourself, and the boys come through that test. It wasn't one of those fluky things. They were lucky to get us to Wembley at the end of the day. The amount of time we were ahead for and the way the boys acquitted themselves, and then the Man City situation, a bit similar really, regardless of how you look at it. The final scoreline, they ran away a little bit, but we definitely held our own, and you take that forward. Once you've done that as a footballer, regardless whether you're 19, 35 or whatever, somewhere along the line you can call upon that. Hopefully that'll be the next 3 games.
And the result didn't particularly go well in this particular game, but leading the club into the first appearance at Wembley the year before the playoff final, the FA Trophy final. I mean, that's, for a club with this history, would have been 100 years to the around the day that the club had been formed. Mm-hmm. To get to Wembley for the first time, the national stadium. I mean, I guess as much as the result didn't particularly go as well as you would have liked.
No, we I won't name it, but basically the team we was playing with week in, week out, due to loans and whatever, it killed us. We're having boys play out of position at Wembley, boys who've never hardly played through the season. This is a tough ask, but obviously I'd much rather do it that way than what we did. Come back the year after, lift that trophy, than win the FA trophy and then come back a year later and lose. For me, we did it the right way, both on a personal level, for feeling that feeling of obviously lifting the trophy. But for the football club, it just stands us in good stead to then kick on and still be where we are now, regardless of the great escape and whatever. If we don't do what we did getting up in the first place, there's no great escape, is there? So it's all fairy tale stuff. Those moments will never ever get taken away from me. I can always call upon him if I need to, show the kids and whatever through your life. And I like to think that whatever fan was there, then I can be a small memory in their mind, and with a smile on their face they can look back at it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear you've had a lot of experience both in football and out of football. I mean, I guess, is that the perfect blend in many ways for the jobs that you're trying to do, that you have got a lot of life experience, which will help as well, because you can do things physically, but mentally you've got a lot of coaching advice, I guess.
Yeah, I've been through things that people don't even know about. Obviously a lot of it's been publicised, but regardless of that, a lot of things where, especially with these youngsters, there's not really anyone that I know that has had that type of career professional wise, and being able to dig into the dark murky side of not having a nice life. I'm not saying I didn't, but there's certain things that I've witnessed and seen, and I've come through them already. Just it's a tough one to try and explain to teachers and stuff. Fortunately for me, kids want to listen to a professional footballer. So rather than me giving money to a charity or whatever, I want to give my time. I'd rather turn up and have an actual effect. It's not me ticking boxes. It is literally about changing lives. And people can believe if they want, but I'm sure, like most things in my life, I'll prove it.
I mean, you have the perfect blend, don't you? You have the experience and the job where people, as you say, will listen to you because you are
I like to think so. I'm not a glamorous footballer turning up in a nice car who's just going there because he's been a footballer and whatever. And when you're a teenager and you need to talk about the tough things, or maybe they're on their way to going into prison, whatever it may be, if I can stop that and they can relate to someone that obviously has done both, then it's a lot easier for me to connect with someone than it is for obviously somebody that hasn't experienced what I have. So that's what I'm all about. I'm trying to target fitness with it because obviously that's what I specialise in, but it's a blend of both.
Well, David, I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the fans now in thanking you for your service to this football club. We really, really appreciate what you've done for this football club, and I'm sure I can extend my best regards from every supporter for the success of your future ventures. Thank you very much.
Top man.
Cheers, bye.
Thank you.